For a special day, a very special audience. Admission prices slashed, season ticket holders allowed a free guest. It's one huge communal effort to help push Killie into Europe, but it could all be thwarted by visitors who are equally ambitious. However, Killie haven't scored a goal in the last 3 games, and with Mahood back in the lineup, they're pretty much on the same lines as last week. Well, they have the best defensive record in the league, which is why they've reached this situation, and one reason is the consistently high level attained by Gus MacPherson, who'll play his 199th league game for the club today. St Johnstone have the best record against the Old Firm this season, but that will count for nothing because they haven't yet beat Killie in this season, and certainly aren't helped by a squad decimated by injury. The heart of the defence is gouged out with the absence of Darren Dodds and Alan Kernahan, and Roddy Grant, the top scorer, is also missing, which places a great burden on the shoulders of Englishman Nathan Lowndes, who scored a remarkable goal, coming on as a sub in his last visit here. And the referees from just up the road in Paisley, Kenny Clark. It really is an amazing atmosphere here. It's more akin to that of a kind of cup final. And of course, a great deal hinges on this game. And you know, I don't want to tempt Providence, but the total number of goals that these two clubs have attained in playing against each other in the Premier Division is only 11. Maybe it'll be something special today because of the special circumstances. Well, the Killie folk was saying about this man Nathan Lowndes there that they had to watch him very carefully. He's been flitting in and out of the squad, used mostly as somebody coming off the bench, but very dangerous. Holt was the man we were talking about, Gus MacPherson. Well, this is what Vareille was doing right at the start of the season, dragging defences around like that, using his pace. There he is, there's a Frenchman. I thought watching him last week at Tannadice, he'd lost just a little bit of edge to his play. There's MacPherson. Good pressure by Killie early on. They needed to exert that. No free kick. Shimao tries to go on a run after that, rather hopeless. Marshall. Great save last week at Tannadice. That's a free kick, I think. There's the push in Vareille. They know the danger of this man. Ian Durrant hasn't missed a game all season. Giving him that build-up. Look at the pass. Shocking. Dasovic. Plenty of space there for John McQuillan, who's been one of the most impressive fullbacks in Scottish football this season. Nicely away there by McGowne. That's a lovely little ball through. Vareille, what a start for Killie. He can put it away. He can't. That's an excellent technical save by Alan Main. It really is. He was up against it. The pressure's still on though. Durrant tried to get it through the little gap, couldn't quite make it, and that's right into the crowd. Well, I spoke about the pace of the Frenchman. It's that acceleration, blistering as it is over 3 yards, and then a good save by Main. Growing tall, as they say in the trade. There's Samao. Well, at the moment, St Johnstone look as if they're being rushed off their feet. Here's the first counter-attack. Lowndes. Good play by Lowndes. Look at this opening here. Well, I think as that fell towards Paul Kane, I would have picked him out to have that ball nestling in the back of the net. The goal glaring at him, and I think there was just a little bit too much bounce to his right-hand side. Bobby Williamson told me before the game that if Ali turned up in a reasonable condition, he might put him on the bench, but Ali has spent his time signing autographs. He's taken a lot out of Ali. Kane. Away there by Griffin again. That's nice play by Samao. Lowndes. While St Johnstone have recovered their poise, that first 5 minutes they really were under siege. They've overcome that. There is Kane. Here's the break. Vareille got a bit of space. He's got to play it wide to the right. Suddenly Durrant found himself hemmed in there. No problem for Maine. There's plenty time to bring that down. What an excellent save, and a crucial one he had so early in the game. Durrant will get it across. Lovely ball. Good running forward by MacPherson. That's a reasonable one into Roberts. Can he get his shot in? Oh, what a great goal! The man who scored one of the goals of the season when they last played here, Mark Roberts. Remember that goal he scored from 40 yards? Well, he was much closer this time. Excellent play by Durrant to MacPherson. Roberts had a lot to do. There's the composure, and there's that clinical finish with an excellent goalkeeper standing no chance. Killie 1 up after 9 minutes as a result of the best move of the game thus far. Lovely diagonal finish. And no wonder he ran away for congratulations. By McCutcheon again. That's a reasonable ball played inside. John Henry has that beautiful ball. Vareille! And for the second time in a game, the goalkeeper Alan Maine reading the situation brilliantly. Off his line like a sprinter. Nice reverse pass there by John Henry, and it was all up to Maine, and he succeeded. MacPherson watching it very closely. Great place in mind, gets a touch. It's in the back of the net. No! Wonderful clearance by Lauchlan. Taking the word goal out of my mouth. And the rest of the 14,000 here, look how close it came. And yet, the clearance off the line of the season, methinks. Difficult ball for any defender to take at the best of times. He had only one option, to go for it hard, and he did. Well, this is how John O'Neill came unstuck. Was always dismembered, and there is the last little touch by Samar. Here's the race. Oh, it's Indiana Jones time. While the commanding supporters try to rouse the team because they're on the rack at the moment. Can they clear that? Not sufficiently. Dasovic, here's the break. Vareille should pick it up. He leaves it to MacPherson, and that's on to Roberts. It's a great bust by Roberts. Dasovic coming up. The Canadian international showing the full scope of his play, racing from one penalty area to the other to snuffle that. McGowne. St Johnstone have been a better team in the last 20 minutes of this half. By no means are they out of this game, even though they're trailing by 1 goal. We're into stoppage time. Anybody coming up on the end of that? There was a push by Dasovic. Fairly blatant, you might say. But that's the way the ball has got to be played, from the extremes like that, in quickly to catch defenders running back in to go. There goes the half-time whistle. And I may say both sets of supporters, Killie, huge support here. St Johnstone with a very healthy one indeed. Thoroughly enjoyed this game. First of all in the the way that Killie took the initiative with a glorious move, spreading from Durrant to MacPherson, and eventually the ball put down to Mark Roberts with a lovely little first touch and a swerve and an amazing finish. And then St Johnstone, much the better side in the last 20 minutes, pounding back, and desperately unfortunate that the little man has been very courageous today. Somehow didn't get that touch in, because what a race we saw as Lauchlan eventually cleared his lines and ended up like a salmon in a net. So there we are at half-time, Kilmarnock leading by 1-0. Well, we can so easily make jaundiced remarks about Scottish football outside of the old firm, of course, with the positive and advantages that they have in the game. But you know, on a glorious sunny afternoon like this, on a wonderful pitch, two teams with a keen sense of competition and a big crowd, it does show you the potential that Scottish football does have outside of Glasgow and the Giants, because there's been nothing much wrong with this game. Controlling, good quality of play from time to time, and occasional spectacular moments. Perfect ingredients. Well, that's the clash of the afternoon, as I said earlier. Dasovic and Holt, similar kinds of players. John O'Neill. Kane. McQuillan looking very good in that right-hand side. That's very good play, and again Lauchlan coming up in it. Barry Boland, yes, he might like try one. Well, I did say earlier on, he really does have a tremendous dig in that left foot of his. He scored many a spectacular goal in his day. Well, I'm sure Sandy Clark has taken satisfaction out of the way his team has lifted itself up, but he knows himself that he's still clinging on to hope and nothing much else at the moment. By MacPherson. His role cannot be underestimated. Certainly not this afternoon in that opening goal. Here's Vareille. Holt gives some support. The referee rightly weighs play on. Bit of affectation about that. Out comes Marshall. Ooh, that could be a goal. Is it coming up there? It just passed. He cannot believe it. Great effort there. Keith O'Halloran. Now remember, I said that Mark Roberts scored from 40 yards when the two met, just from about there by doing something similar. And look at the agony in the face of Marshall as that went just past. Well, Kilmarnock is simply giving the ball away far too easily and liberally. There's Dasovic. Kane doesn't get away with it this time. That's a decent ball for Vareille, the kind of ball he likes. There was nobody invading the penalty area though. He had to wait. Easily cleared. Oh, that was a handball. There's no question at all about that. The hand went up. Certainly like to see that one again, as that's taken by Alan Main. Well, this is quite remarkable. I suppose players do that involuntarily. They just reach up, touch the ball, simply do not know what they're doing, but it looked deliberate handling, I have to say, like that. But the referee had to calculate and make his decision very precise. And in fact, he ran away from it. Yosemite needs a little bit of support and gets it from the referee. Free kick. This is an awkward customer to deal with somehow. Gets the ball at his feet, crunches over it, turns quickly. Inside it goes, and there's a touch there. It must be Gary Boland of all people. And no wonder the St Johnstone support have risen to their feet after so much frustration. The big defender comes comes into the box, perhaps most surprisingly of all, that he pops up exactly where he did. And St Johnstone certainly deserved this for the amount of possession they've had in there. He kept his cool about him. He's a player who would tend to really hit the ball extremely hard in that situation, but now they're in it, back in it, and now if it stays like this, they must be favourites for Europe. Looked like a hand to me again, no. Dasovic playing it wide, O'Halloran chasing. There he is, O'Halloran, he gets away. He has Lowndes inside him, there's Lowndes with it! Oh, he couldn't get proper punches. He did everything right. The right way to get after the ball here. The right way to touch it in. The good position and no strength. Henry down to nobody though, Dasovic. Here's a break. Durrant, that's a better ball now. Vareille. Roberts going into the middle. Vareille with it. There's Robert. Beautiful clearance by Boland though. Now Gus MacPherson, he's going to put it to the side. There's Durrant. Oh, he should have got a little bit of elevation in that, and I'm sure he knows it. Dasovic, an easy ball. Look at somehow. Acres of space around him. Dasovic, there he's away in the far side. Lowndes rather. Lowndes, and I think brought down, free kick. Can he do it? Can they do it? Despite the fact that they've had significant call-outs in this game. One goal down and now finds himself back in. And that drifts away. Well now, I think that surprised Stuart McCluskey apart from anything else. He got up and he got his head to it. Where it would end, I think it took a mystery trip, and this is where it ended. Durrant to Mitchell. Bad ball by Mitchell though. Dasovic. Away goes Kane. That's a lovely ball to Lowndes. There's Lowndes, but a bit of curl in it! And look at the way that Kane flew into the box. Great move by Kane in the first place, and astute enough to follow it up on his own and try and finish it off, but he got a little bit underneath it. St Johnstone looking infinitely more positive. But I did get away with it, taken over by Henry now. There's a neat little touch inside towards Ellie Mitchell. Great defending. Boland again. There's MacPherson, and that's a little touch. Just missed there, though. Alan Mahood came in. Back it goes again. Just getting away with it, St Johnstone now. Durrant, neat little ball. Mitchell. Trying to get it in again, it's just touched to the side. And I think it went straight past, certainly Stuart McCluskey. Tried to cover right in the heart of the defence. There he was, just coming in there. But it was certainly no touch. Griffin. That's a superb ball. O'Halloran. Lowndes with it, and that must be no! He's missed it. Oh dear, oh dear. Great ball played across there, and watch the way it was touched in. Half hit by Lowndes, and a little Portuguese player. I suppose that's all down to his height. Just another couple of inches, and that would have been in the back of the net. Well, you can hardly believe it. After that glorious start, here he finds himself on edge now. They're playing at home, they've got a big crowd, wonderful day, they took the lead, and yet they're still poised on the edge of uncertainty. Just a little bit too neat, that. So is this. McGowne can't get away with it. This could be fatal. It's 3 against 2. Simao. lounges away in the far side. There he is. Oh, once again he tries to drift away from his player. Oh, look at this. A lot of curling at as John O'Neill tried to come in. Taken away by Mitchell though. Now here's a break. Durrant. Roberts tried to go in. Couldn't see a way past them. Now Ali Mitchell. Roberts gives it away. Well, he's had a marvellous strike in his game today, Roberts, so he'll be remembered for that, all right. But he's got to be disciplined right to the end. We're now into stoppage time. Durrant. MacPherson. And there goes the final whistle. It ends in a 1-1 draw, and I must say, as I suppose a long-standing critic of much of what I've seen this season in Scottish football, let me compliment the players on turning out a superb game of football, utterly enthralling from the moment that Kilmarnock took the lead with that glorious move down the right-hand side. First Durrant, then MacPherson, and then inside to Mark Roberts with a great first touch, an even better finish. And at that stage it looked as if they would wipe St Johnstone off the face of the European map, but then they showed they could come back. That little touch by Samar that almost went into the back of the net with Lauchlan chasing into it like the cavalry in pursuit. They survived that, but they didn't survive the second half. But of all players, Gary Boland, who'd hardly been in the penalty area, creeping up amidst a ruck of players, prodding the ball home. One each, all to play for on the very last day of what I'm sure will be a tumultuous end to the season. Kilmarnock 1, St Johnstone 1.
Bobby, at the end of that match, were you happy with the 1 point?
Well, we've came through it with a point eventually. In the first 30 minutes I felt we had created enough chances to win a game, but we never took them, and 1-0 you're always a chance that you're going to get caught, and we did. And credit to St Johnstone, they played the game the way they wanted to play it. They sat in, they hit us in the counter-attack, and they got the rewards, and good luck to them.
I thought first 20 minutes they were a better side, looked hungrier. After that, after they scored, I thought we kicked more out of the game, maybe just deserved it.
Fantastic support travelling down from Perth today, that must have lifted the guys.
Yeah, it did. The fans were superb today. Hopefully they can get behind us next week for a big game.
Great support for you today.
You're hoping fantastic. I don't know where they came from. Maybe we should charge them a $5 every week, maybe get the place full. But it was a good day for football, and the fans turned out in numbers, and I hope they enjoyed the game. Disappointed with the result, obviously.
Well, we came for 3, Jim. We were disappointed at the end of the game not to have 3, but for 20 minutes at the start, I felt we weren't going to get anything. We really didn't play at all, which was disappointing for us. But after that, we came into the game and created numerous chances and really should have won the game.
And that's how that result leaves the race for third spot. Kilmarnock still 1 point ahead there at Ibrox next week. St Johnstone at home to Dundee, but even if Killie lost, St Johnstone would have to beat Dundee, a draw not good enough with Kilmarnock's superior goal difference.